Hey, people. I'm Linda.
And I'm Ethan, and today we have something to tell you. Something you probably won't believe at first.
Here it is, people. If you laugh, you're fluent.
That's the whole test? That's it?
That's the whole test. And I mean it completely seriously. If you can hear a joke in English and actually laugh, not politely, not 2 seconds late, but really laugh, then your English is far better than you think it is.
Okay, but explain why. Because on the surface, laughing sounds like the easiest thing in the world.
Because humor is the hardest thing in any language. Harder than grammar, harder than reading, harder than an exam.
And let me back that up because I've thought about this a lot. Think about what a joke actually demands from you. You need the words, obviously, but you also need the grammar, instantly, without checking it.
And the culture underneath it.
The culture, and the tone of voice, and the timing. All 5 things at once in about 2 seconds.
Because a joke doesn't wait for you. That's the cruel part. If you understand it 3 seconds late, you've missed it completely.
And everyone's already moved on. That delayed laugh is one of the loneliest feelings there is.
I've watched students do it. Everyone laughs, and there's this small pause, and then one person laughs by themselves, and you can see on their face that they know.
Oh, that's painful. But here's what I want people to take from it. If you laughed on time, your brain did all 5 of those things instantly. Words, grammar, culture, tone, timing.
Processed in real time with no gap.
That is not a beginner's brain. That's a fluent one, whether you feel fluent or not.
And I love this as a measure because you can study for a test, you can memorize grammar rules, but you cannot fake a real laugh. And here's something else I find beautiful about this. Laughing is involuntary. You can't schedule it.
Which means it's the only part of language you can't perform. You can pretend to understand a lecture, you can nod through a meeting, but a real laugh has to be earned.
And that's why I trust it as a measure more than any certificate.
I had a moment like this once, actually. I was watching a comedy and I laughed at something, and then about a second later I thought, wait, I didn't translate that. I just got it.
And how did that feel?
Genuinely emotional, more than passing an exam. Because an exam tells you what you know, that laugh told me something had changed inside me without me noticing.
So today we're going to help you laugh more. We'll look at how English humor actually works and why jokes are so hard to translate.
Let's start there, because that's the mystery. Why don't jokes travel between languages?
Because most jokes depend on something beyond the words, a double meaning, a shared cultural moment, a sound that only works in one language.
And when you translate it, that thing disappears. You're left holding the words with the magic removed.
So let me give you a simple English joke. I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
Oh, because you can't put it down. Anti-gravity.
Did you feel that? That little click in your brain?
I did. And that click is worth talking about because it's the whole mechanism. Let me explain what just happened.
Go on.
Put it down has 2 meanings in English. Physically place something down and stop reading something. And the joke uses both at the same time.
So your brain holds 2 meanings simultaneously.
And that's the pleasure. That's why jokes feel good. Your brain solved a tiny puzzle. The laugh is your reward for solving it.
And that type of joke has a name. It's called a pun. P-U-N.
The ones people groan at.
They make you go, oh, that's terrible. And then you smile anyway, which is the correct response.
And English is genuinely obsessed with puns. They're everywhere once you notice. Newspaper headlines, shop names, advertising slogans.
Hairdressers especially. Every hair salon in England is named after a pun.
Every single one. And that tells you something important. If you don't hear puns, you're missing a huge amount of everyday English humor, not just jokes, but signs and headlines and small talk.
And there's a second reason jokes don't translate, which is sound.
Sound?
Some jokes only work because two words sound alike in English, and in another language, those words sound nothing alike, so the joke simply evaporates.
So it's not that the other language isn't funny, it's that the joke was built out of English materials.
Built out of English bricks, you can't move the house.
And I think that's a comforting way to see it. If a joke doesn't land for you, it might not be your understanding at all. It might just be a joke made of materials you don't have yet.
Let's do a few more puns because they're wonderful practice. Ready for one?
Go on.
I used to be a baker, but I couldn't make enough dough.
Dough is the bread mixture, and dough is money.
Two meanings, one word. He couldn't make enough bread, and he couldn't make enough money.
That's terrible. I love it. And dough for money is genuinely useful slang, by the way. You'll hear it in films constantly.
Here's another. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana.
Give me a second with that one. Fruit flies, the little insects.
Yes! The first sentence means time moves quickly, and the second one tricks you.
Because you expect it to mean fruit moves like a banana. But actually, it means those little insects enjoy bananas. The whole sentence changes shape halfway through.
And that's the second big feature of English humor. The surprise, the unexpected turn.
And this is worth understanding structurally because it applies to almost every joke. Most English jokes lead you confidently in one direction and then go somewhere else.
And that ending has a name, the punchline.
The punchline. And here's a genuinely practical tip for people. When you hear a joke in English, pay maximum attention to the last few words.
Because that's where the surprise lives.
The rest is just setup. It's building a path so the final line can knock you off it. If you drift during the middle, you'll survive. If you drift at the end, you've lost the whole joke.
Here's one more, and this one is famous. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
Make up as in invent lies, and make up as in atoms literally form all matter.
Two meanings again. And notice something. Every pun we've done today uses a phrasal verb or a very common word.
That's a really useful observation. Puns almost never use rare vocabulary. They use the most ordinary words because those are the ones with multiple meanings.
So, you don't need advanced English to understand puns.
You need to know that simple words have second meanings. Put down, make up, dough. Those are all beginner words doing clever work.
Now, let's talk about the humor that isn't jokes at all. Because here's the truth. Almost nobody tells jokes in normal conversation.
Really? Never?
Very rarely. If someone says, "Want to hear a joke?" that's usually a child or someone at a party. Everyday English humor is something else entirely.
So what is it then?
It's tone. It's a way of talking, dry, understated, and often slightly sarcastic.
And sarcasm is the one that confuses learners most. So let me try to explain it clearly. Sarcasm is when you say the opposite of what you mean, but your voice tells the truth.
Give them an example.
It's pouring with rain, absolutely soaking, and someone says, "Oh, lovely weather."
And they don't mean it's lovely at all.
The words say one thing, the voice says another, and you're supposed to believe the voice.
So, how do you actually hear it? Because that's the practical question.
3 clues. First, the tone goes flat. Sarcasm is usually delivered without much energy. Second, there's often a tiny pause before the words. And third, the face, a raised eyebrow or a small smirk.
And I'd add a fourth context. If something obviously bad just happened and someone says something positive, that's sarcasm.
That's the most reliable one, honestly. Bad situation plus positive words equals sarcasm.
Now, let's talk about self-deprecating humor, because this is very big in English, and it confuses a lot of people.
That's making fun of yourself, right?
Making fun of yourself deliberately, on purpose. And in English culture, especially British culture, it's considered charming.
That's the part that surprises people. In many cultures, putting yourself down looks like low confidence.
But here, it signals the opposite. It says, I don't take myself too seriously. I'm relaxed. You can be comfortable around me.
So it's actually a confidence move disguised as modesty.
Exactly that. Someone compliments your cooking and you say, thanks. It's the only thing I can make.
And that's lovely. It accepts the compliment and makes a joke at the same time, so nobody feels awkward.
Or you drop something and say, well, very graceful, Linda.
I say things like that constantly. I didn't know it was a technique.
Then you're already doing English humor without realizing it. And that's my point for everyone listening. You might already be funnier in English than you think.
Because humor isn't only jokes. It's warmth and playfulness and being a bit silly with someone.
And those don't require advanced vocabulary at all.
They really don't. Very graceful is 2 words a beginner knows. The humor is in the timing and the tone, not the difficulty.
And there's one more type I want to mention because it catches people out. Teasing between friends.
The gentle insults.
In English, close friends often show affection by mocking each other, and to an outsider, it can sound genuinely unkind.
This confused me for a long time, honestly. I'd hear friends saying quite rude things to each other, and I'd think, are they fighting?
And they're not, they're bonding.
The rule I eventually worked out is that the insult has to be obviously untrue. If someone is clearly clever and you call them an idiot, that's affection. If it might actually be true, it's cruelty.
That's a very good rule.
And when someone teases you, the correct response is to tease back, not to apologize. That took me embarrassingly long to learn.
Now, the practical question everyone wants answered, what do you do when you don't get the joke?
And there's a very simple answer that people resist. Just ask.
Just ask? Doesn't that ruin it?
A little bit, yes. But here's what I've learned. People genuinely love explaining jokes. It makes them feel clever. You're giving them a small gift.
And you learn so much from the explanation. That's where the real lesson is.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Can you explain? Or even simpler, wait, why is that funny?
And now, here's the thing I really want to say. Please don't fake laugh.
Oh, I fake laughed for years.
Everyone does it first, but here's the problem with it. When you fake laugh, you stay outside the joke. You're pretending to be included instead of actually being included.
And that's such an important distinction because it feels safer in the moment. Nobody knows you missed it.
But you know, and you're standing outside the circle smiling.
Whereas if you ask, there's a small, uncomfortable second, and then they explain, and then you laugh for real, together.
The fake laugh keeps you outside. The question lets you in.
And I'd add something practical. Asking also teaches the other person to explain more as they go. People adjust once they know you're learning.
And here's a question people ask me a lot. Should you translate jokes from your own language?
And what do you tell them?
Usually no, because the joke will lose its shape and then you have to explain it, and an explained joke is a sad thing.
But I'd say there's an exception. If you introduce it properly, it works. We have a joke in my language that doesn't really translate, but the idea is...
Ah, so you're not telling a joke, you're sharing something cultural.
And people love that. You're not asking them to laugh. You're showing them a window into somewhere else. The pressure disappears completely.
That's clever. You've changed what success looks like.
Exactly. Nobody has to laugh for it to work.
Let me give you one more practical tool, and then I want to say something bigger. The tool is watch comedy with subtitles on.
And you have a specific technique for this, don't you?
I do. When the audience laughs and you don't, pause it. Go back, read the line again, and work out what you missed.
That's brilliant, because the laugh track is doing the work for you. It's a signpost pointing at the exact moment worth studying.
You never have to wonder where the humor was. Someone's telling you.
And I'd suggest starting with sitcoms rather than stand-up. The jokes are simpler, the context is clearer, and the same characters repeat their humor patterns.
So you learn one person's sense of humor at a time.
Exactly. Stand-up is much harder because it's fast and it assumes cultural knowledge. Save it for later.
So, let's gather everything. English humor loves double meanings, so listen for puns. The surprise lives at the end, so pay attention to the last words.
Everyday humor is mostly tone, not jokes. Listen to the voice, watch the face, and use context to catch sarcasm.
Making fun of yourself is charming here, not weak. And when you don't understand something, ask instead of pretending.
And use the laugh track as a signpost when you're watching things.
And one more small thing before we finish. Give yourself permission to be bad at this for a while.
Because humor is the last thing to arrive, isn't it? It's the final room in the house.
It really is. People get grammar first, then vocabulary, then confidence, and humor arrives long after all of it.
So if you're not fluent in English yet, that's not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that you're still on the way, and humor is the last stop.
And now, here's what I most want you to hear, people. If you have ever laughed at something in English, a joke, a funny video, a silly comment from a friend, then something remarkable already happened.
What happened?
Your brain understood English fast enough, deep enough, and natural enough to feel something.
Not just understand, feel. And that's a completely different level, isn't it? Anyone can memorize a word, but laughing means the language reached you emotionally.
So stop asking yourself, am I fluent yet? And ask instead, have I laughed in English?
And if the answer is yes, you're further along than you thought. So go and find something funny today. It absolutely counts as studying. Take care of your English and take care of your heart. This is Ethan.
And you've been listening to Speak English Anyway.
And if you didn't laugh once during this episode, well, that one's on us. See you next time.